Morning, welcome to Breakfast with John Kay and Sally Nugent.
Good morning, here are your headlines at...
Evacuations from Sudan as they continue to happen.
Yeah, in fact, a bit later, we're hoping to speak to someone who did manage to get on one of those flights and made it safely to Cyprus in the early hours of this morning. So full coverage here on Breakfast today. Government correspondent Zoe Conway. And the policing watchdog in Northern Ireland is to publish a report into allegations that the security forces were involved in the murder of a nationalist politician almost 50 years ago.
Patsy Kelly was a nationalist councillor in County Tyrone. His body was found at the bottom of a lake in 1974. Our Ireland correspondent Chris Page has more.
At the age of 96. It's 13 minutes past 6. Thank you for joining us this Wednesday morning. And we can go now to Carol, who's got the weather and a...
It's from Heather saying it's a total shambles. It was very badly handled. Richard says this has caused a lot of upset and, of course, disappointment to everyone who has been let down and misled.
Disgraceful, says Ali. It's caused immense upset to thousands of people. We're hearing about some people who thought they had the ticket, started booking their coaches and their trains to get to Windsor and then realised that they weren't going to get in after all. 17 minutes past 6. Should we have a look inside some of the papers? I love this story in the Times today. I once did a piece about the great bustard. It's a bird being reintroduced on Salisbury Plain in Wiltshire. And it's gone quite well, the breeding programme.
OK.
Apart from...
Now, the three dads walking, Andy, Mike and Tim, have met the Prime Minister to discuss their campaign for suicide prevention to be a compulsory part of the school curriculum.
Yeah, the three of them became friends after their daughters took their own lives. And we followed their story here on Breakfast. And during the meeting yesterday, Rishi Sunak described them as an inspiration. Our reporter, Alison Freeman, was given exclusive access to that meeting at number 10. 6 minutes past 6. Thanks for joining us. Still to come here.
We apologise to thousands of unmarried mothers who were forced to give up their babies for adoption in the 1950s, 60s and 70s, describing the practice as unethical, immoral and, in some cases, illegal.
Well, Anne Keane is a former MP. She was pressurised into giving up her baby boy back in 1966 when she was 17 years old. And our reporter, Duncan Kennedy, has been following Anne's story.
Every year. The Priory Group, which receives more than £600 million of public money every year, is the biggest single private provider of mental health services to the NHS.
Now, you might remember the story of Beth Matthews, a mental health blogger who took her own life at the Priory's biggest hospital in Stockport. Well, her sister Lucy has been reacting to these findings. 8:15
exactly. Could it be the title decider tonight, John?
It could,
perhaps.
Couldn't it? It really could.
John, what?
The libel case between Rebecca Vardy and Colleen Rooney, it was dubbed the Wagatha Christie trial famously, dominated headlines last year, wasn't it? And now it has been made into a West End play.
Of course it has. It's perfect, isn't it? Written directly from court transcripts, it reveals what happened in the case. But in the latest plot twist, a legal move by the real Rebecca Vardy to trademark the Wagatha Christie pun could see, perhaps, changes to the production. Here's a taster of what we can expect.